I don't even know why I agreed to go live. I have no clue why I did that to myself, but I did. Good evening, everyone. I probably should have planned to say something, but I said I was gonna go live, so I'm doing it. What up? Just wanted to come on and talk about covering University of Maryland football. Kind of just my experience so far, the things I like, the things that are challenging, I'll say for me, and just any questions anyone has about it, I should be able to ask those to answer some of those questions. I don't know if I'll be able to answer them all, but some of them I may be able to answer. So yeah, first things first. Hold on, let me go to YouTube. First things first. It is only my second day being at the school for media. Um, sorry. So yeah, it's my own only my second day, and make sure I do that right because YouTube be tripping. I had to make sure the YouTube is right. I usually do all these things way ahead of time, but you know. Okay. All right, University of Maryland. It is day 2, and I've had pretty decent experience. It's my first time covering college football. It's my first time covering Maryland. Um, I've watched Maryland from afar, far, and had thoughts of covering Maryland for a couple of years now. And people encourage me to cover Maryland because it's right down the street. And I finally was able to execute. And many of you know me from covering Pittsburgh, the Steelers, and over the last couple of years, I have been kind of telling y'all that I was kind of opening up the sports realm of what I do. So I am not so Pittsburgh centric. And I should have done it probably a year ago or 2 years ago, but this is actually the year that you will see less of me, a lot, significantly less, talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and more like just branching out and covering other things. There's so many reasons why, but still, like I feel like I this is what I need. I need to branch out. And Maryland, again, right down the street, I have developed a big care, a huge heart for the youth, and just seeing them go through their journeys, all the just building those relationships, and seeing those young men and women, because there's young women that are college athletes as well, build their careers to get to whatever the end goal is, because it's not always the league or the pros. So I really have found an interest in the youth, and I want to pour into that a little bit more than I had been. Obviously, a lot of you know that. Um, okay, obviously, a lot of you know that I cover the DC Defenders. Love that league. Love covering those guys. Um, and so, and I love football in general. So football is what I care about. I am falling a little bit out of love with the NFL. I just am, and I don't know why. I don't have all the reasons why, but I'm definitely falling out of love with the NFL. But okay, back to Maryland. So second day, first day was pretty much the first day. First day was the first day, and a little backstory. I wanted to cover the Big Ten Media Day out in Las Vegas a few weeks back. I applied, didn't think I was going to get credentialed anyway, but they said no. Some of you may see me online. I did post about it, but just the reason why I posted it was because people don't always see every time someone tells me no. They just see when people tell me yes, and I get told no a lot. more than you may realize. People tell me no all the time. So I just posted it because I'm like, we always post our wins. We were here, we were there, but like we don't ever really say when we're denied access to something. And so I did post that, but I also posted it to let people know that just because you can't go again through the front door of a place or you can't get in the front door doesn't mean that you won't be able to get in another way, aka I call it a window. So I was like, hey, I can't cover the Big Ten on Big Ten Media Day. All right, whatever. But I am even more determined now to cover a team in the Big Ten, and Maryland is right down the street. So, um, day one, I was excited because I didn't get to go to the Big Ten Media Day. So I was excited to be at Maryland's Media Day and get to connect and see all that's going on there. It was like first day of school. I didn't. It was like first day of high school. Like you don't know where you're going. You don't know anybody. You hope that you make friends, but ultimately, I got there early and prepared to just figure it out. Um, so yeah, I get in, I followed the instructions, got to the press box and, set up and all was well. And they had a group picture. So I went down on the field to, watch them set up to take their group picture. And then it was press conference time for Coach Loxley and the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. And then they had player interviews on a different floor after. So I went and when I got in, I put myself in the press box. I had set up my tripod because I was like, all right, I'm gonna sit here for the coaches press conference, which is in the front. And so I had everything just kind of like laid out. And so after that was all done, and we came back upstairs after the picture was done, we came upstairs and press conference started. Mind you, I knew one person, and like when I say I knew one person, like I talked to one person, and I was our first time meeting in person, and I met him online. So I knew, like, kind of knew one person in the room. Um, and there was nobody in there that looked like me. And yeah, so obviously, again, it's my first time. I don't, people have probably been here for years. I didn't expect to just walk in there and like own the place. I don't even know enough to own anything in there. I'm still learning. You see all these kids on this roster. I know a fraction of what most of the people in the room know about this school and about this team. So Coach Locks comes in, does his thing. And I did have a question for Coach Locks because, you know, there's so many things you can talk about when you talk to him, even outside of the biggest questions. Everybody wants to talk about the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm tired. I'm day two and I'm tired. I'm tired of hearing people ask questions about the quarterback room. Can y'all stop? Please. He pretty much led with, I'm not telling y'all. And I didn't feel like I was included in the y'all because it was my first day. So I didn't feel like I was y'all at that point in time. Like, I'm not telling y'all, like the quarterback room is gonna know, but y'all not gonna know until they go out there and take the snap. And it's just like, when you watch your cousins get in trouble because they was bad, and you like, I ain't do it, but I saw them I saw them do it, but he ain't talking to me. He's talking to y'all. So I didn't feel included in that conversation. But obviously it's just a question that people are tired of hearing. Lord, like, stop asking this man about them quarterbacks. He gonna pick one and they gonna know, and you're gonna have to wait and see. I don't understand. But again, that's not the type of media life I live. Some people live that life. I don't understand it. I do want the comments to come up on the screen. All right, I think I got it now. But anyway, back to that. So anyway, he goes through his spiel. They open up the room for questions. Um, you can tell who's regular, who's been there, who coach is familiar with, so on and so forth. Very personable. Almost I've been in Mike Tomlin press conference is a little similar, but a lot more like blunt. I'm not saying Coach Tomlin isn't blunt, but it just seemed like he was very blunt. And I enjoy it. If he doesn't like a question or maybe like not like a question, but I just feel like he just gives you a direct answer, and I like it. I don't think you need to sugarcoat anything when you're talking to the media members because they write stories and they try to twist things and and I'm not accusing those people in the room like that because I don't know them people. I don't know their work. But I know how media can be. And I know it can be frustrating to someone that's trying to one do their job being in front of the media and doing a press conference, and two doing their job in the locker room. So I understand how it could be frustrating. Okay, where am I? So goes around the room, does all the questions, and eventually I get to ask a question at the very, very end. He, for the most part, calls 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 on me and gives me an opportunity to ask questions. So shout out to Coach Loxley for just being aware in that moment. And it was one of those moments where like I'm new. You want to be seen in a way, but you don't want to be like overly seen, and you don't want to be overly heard because you don't want to be like, who's that loud girl? Who's that? You don't want to make too much noise, but you still want to be like heard and respected. And yeah. So I by the end of it, I felt that I was heard and I was respected. No one, there was two people that kind of introduced themselves to me during that time I was there. And like it's okay. Usually I'm the one that comes in and like, hey, I'm D, and I go speak to everybody. But I didn't do that this time. I took it easy. I just kind of sat back and just took it all in because again, I didn't want to come into that environment like doing too much. I just needed to sometimes you just gotta sit back and see what's going on. And I'm definitely one of those people. Like if I haven't been in an environment before, I'm definitely gonna sit back and peep the scene. Um, so yeah, then we went to interview some of the players that they had. Did some interviews with some of the players. Actually, before that, sorry, offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton came up, and then the defensive coordinator came up. But my freaking camera died, so I wanted to charge it, but I didn't want to charge it upstairs. I wanted to charge it where they were doing the player availability because I didn't want to be late. So I ended up leaving the DC press conference and going downstairs, and I had to come back because I left my mic. And then I ran into the DC in the elevator. He's like, you didn't want to stay for my press conference. You didn't want to ask me no questions. And I felt this freaking big because like it wasn't that. It was like I was trying to like be strategic. Like I thought I had it in. I was like, all right, let me get out these people's way. They probably tired of me asking questions anyway. Like, who is she? And let me go ahead and set up my camera and charge it so that I can get these next set of interviews because it was multiple players. And I didn't know how long I was gonna have to charge it. Fast forward, so he made me feel so small, but he was joking and we had a good laugh. So player interviews for the most part went good. Mine is my technical difficulties. Some of the videos are just not the quality I'm comfortable putting out. So if all of them don't get put out and you're a player and you're watching that's why, because the quality just wasn't good enough. What else happened? Hey. So that happened, and what else? Okay, and then after that, we got to watch some practice. So we watched practice, and I will say I thoroughly love that I can watch practice, but it's not enough. It's not enough for me. Because I'm new and there's so much to learn. Apparently, a lot of these guys are new on this team as well. I need to see more. I need to see this team in action. I don't have the opportunity to watch them fully practice. We get about 20 to 30 minutes as media to watch them practice, and it's just kind of like, they're doing drills. Obviously, you don't want people to see your plays. You don't want people, you're still kind of, this is the first week. So they're still trying to figure things out. But I need to see some ball. I really need to see some plays. I need to see guys doing some things. I need to assess. I cannot assess anything in 30 minutes. It's not enough time. And if you're not running plays and stuff like that, I cannot assess properly. I want to assess the coaches. I want to assess the players. I want to just assess everything, how guys are doing drills, finishing them, all of those things. And I just don't have enough time. It's not enough time to get in there, set up, get your video, get your photos. It's not enough time to do it all. It's not. 30 minutes is not enough time. And yeah, that's the downfall. The downfall is just I don't have enough time to educate myself enough of what I see on the field. And that is and so I have to wait for it. I'm assuming I have to wait for a game because I don't know if I'll ever be able to see like a full length practice, see what they go through, see how guys are reacting, responding. I don't think that I'll be given that privilege, but if I could, never knew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just want to be able to properly assess, and I can't assess anything that's going on. Small things, right? But nothing that I could hold anything to without being there for a full length practice. So that is the downside for me. So I'll essentially be catching up and figuring things out when everyone else gets to see the University of Maryland play at the end of the month, from what it looks like, unless I get blessed. But again, went to practice just today. Second practice, similar, seeing drills. They split up in their groups. They got their things going on. You see coaches. I saw Coach Locks talking, to one guy. I see, you see different groups, but again, it's just not enough time to absorb everything. So you're coming in there and I'm not a writer, but if you come in there and write a story, you better zoom in quick on whatever it is that you need, your photos, your video footage. And if there's a post-game interview, you better zoom in quick because you don't have a lot of time. So I think that's going to be my biggest struggle, because if I couldn't have made it to practice and I could only make it to the press conference, which there was like an hour and some change between. So the good part was I was able to take photos and do some video footage, then edit it, push it out, and then do the post-conference and the post-practice interview. So that was good. But say I couldn't have made the practice session, I would have just had the interviews at the end. But yeah, that's the good side is like you're there, you get the experience, you get to see what's going on. I am, slowly learning these guys, and where they come from. Of course, a lot of them are from the area one way or another, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and mostly PG. PG. Some of them live around here where I live at. Or from around here, I should say. And you're slowly getting to know the names, the numbers. It's college, so there's some guys wearing the same number. Okay, a lot. Like it's a lot of guys wearing the same number, but it's college. That's what happens. So you have to learn offense, defense, special teams, all these offensive linemen, all these defensive linemen. Lord, and apparently Maryland has some difficulties on offensive line. So getting to the bottom of that and seeing how that is working. But I am through talking about the quarterback room. And what I like and love about this quarterback room is that they know how to handle it. They've been prepped, coached on how to respond in every way, every angle, every capacity. And I love that. They're sticking together and they're all like, look, we are a team. We are a unit. We are a close-knit group. We're cheering on each other's on. I like this about his game. I like that about this game. Like, we are good. All right, the time is going to come and that's on coach to make the decision, but we are here to do a job and we are united. And I love that. Just stick with it because I'm telling you, they are literally poking every which way to get these guys to seem undivided. And I applaud them, all of them, all three of them that we spoke to today on just sticking your ground, sticking to it, and not allowing a wedge to come in. And I respect it, and I really don't like that they have to come to the mic and answer that every time. And then it's like you got to get it's the other guys, and then they're like, okay, well, we can't get the quarterbacks, we can't get coach, so let me try to get your teammates. What y'all think about the quarterbacks? Who's your favorite? Who you want throwing you the ball? You know, stuff like that. Like I don't like that either. But just interested. Justin Martin had some great things to say about him, you know, using his faith to kind of lead and make an impact on his team on the teams. Awesome. Malik, I think Malik is just like he's really, really good at media. Gonna give you those answers. And you know, I think he did a great job. Very, very professional. Proud of what he put out there. Justin, like, don't get me wrong, the other two, they did just fine as well. But Malik, good job on your media training. I think people are just impressed with him because he's a freshman. And I said this a little earlier on Twitter. I think that it's unfortunate because I know whenever he steps out on the field, all the love and admiration you have for the leader there is. Oh, he's such a good, he's spoken. He does this, he's that, he's caring, he's kind, is this. All that goes out the window the moment he starts playing football. It all goes out the window. And you guys will ridicule the crap out of him. And it's gonna, yeah. So I just know all that goes out the window. And you're gonna forget all the things that you said you loved about the kid. It's the moment he throws football. And it's going to annoy me, but again, I already know what's happening. I already know what to expect it. So anyway, what's next? So to wrap up practice today, it was the three quarterbacks that we spoke to, and I did enjoy it. Um, there wasn't a large group today. Maybe 10 people today. And it was cool. I got a question in. What I found with here is and these are probably maybe just guys that's been there for a long time, but they ask a question and they got follow-ups. Okay. So it's not like, you know, how was the week? And during the week, did you do this? And then did you talk about this during practice? Like, you know, like I'm like, dang, that's three questions. You know, I thought you just did one and it go around. But they have follow-ups. Okay? It's not a game. I was like, okay. But it's little things you gotta learn like that, right? Like, okay, so not just one question, and y'all, my questions are usually like off the beaten path for the most part because I get tired of hearing the same thing over and over. But you gotta be ready for a 1-2. You gotta have a combination. You have to have a combination. They are throwing combinations in these press conferences. So you gotta come with a combo. You gotta come with a combo. You gotta come with a nice little protein and two sides. And you know, I'm learning. I'm learning. So I mean, that's really it. I felt good. Day two felt good. Again, the thing that I can't stand the most is just I cannot see them practice, and I want to see them practice. And I wish I could see them practice, like for real, because I'm so behind. I'm so behind on the curve. I gotta study. So much I you know, people are already asking me, like, can you come on and talk about the Terps? No, not yet. Like, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Like, you see all of these kids, you see all of these names. I don't know them. Oh, I'm behind. I need to see people practice. I need to see people run around. I need to see people line up against each other. I'm missing out on so much. I just need. It's all right. We're gonna get it. We're gonna figure it out. First game, it's gonna be a lot of rewinding, fast forwarding, all that good stuff so that I can get familiar with their style of football, their the looks, the guys that they're gonna be playing. I gotta get familiar. So we'll see. I'm excited. I don't know next practice, but um I am so excited to check it out. But the fact I just foot stomp. That is what's driving me nuts. I cannot watch them practice. 30 minutes is not enough. 20 minutes is not enough. I need a nice full on practice to really understand what is happening and from every level, from all the coaches, all the like don't and everyone seems nice. All the staff seems nice. The people they speak. For the staff for the most part, they speak. I haven't talked to much of the media. So I'm about to see. Okay, so people that were there, a couple people that one person that was there last time spoke to me today. Um, and that's okay. Like, yeah, you don't have to speak. Like I said, I'm typically the one that speaks to everybody, but again, I'm still new. Once I get my bearings straight, I'll speak to you regardless. I don't care. That's just how I roll. But I'm just let me find my way around, understand where all the bathrooms and stuff is at, so I don't have to ask too many questions, and then I'll make sure that I speak. But I'm excited to get to know these kids and get to see everyone's talent level, skill set, how they evolve. Um, but again, I just want to understand their starting points so that I can see, like, yeah, he looked like this in August, and now he looks like this. So, so just follow me on the journey. I just wanted to come here and talk about it for a little bit, but it's been great. So if anyone's interested and has any questions, I'm gonna actually look on Instagram real quick. Just let me know. Um, somebody, sorry, will come back with NFL questions. I have no NFL for you. I have zero NFL for you. This is all about Maryland today. But that's it, y'all. And I'll cut up some more videos from the press conferences and I'll share them with you. But that's all. Just wanted to share that. Again, feel free to ask questions and I'll try to answer them. And shout out to the young man that asked me to be on his stream, I think it is. I forget the sports groove. Shout out to him. I'll do my best to try to make it. I hope. I don't even know if I have enough to contribute knowledge wise. I don't want to mislead anybody, and I don't like working for free either. No, I was kidding. But anyway, shout out to him. We'll try to make it work. We'll try to make it work. But you guys have a good night. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk, and we'll be back. I'll be back with more, and I'll try to do like a vlog or a summary of footage I have while I was there. Okay. All right. I'm going to bed. Bye, y'all.